Happy holidays and hello, my friends. Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you yet again to cover all things Walt Disney World in pandemic. This is our first-hand knowledge, our first-hand experience of all things Walt Disney World during this very unique time, helping to provide you some context, helping to provide you some details so that you can make that very personal decision for yourself as to whether or not you should be visiting Central Florida right now. As a reminder, this is part of a much bigger series, all dedicated to what it's like to travel to, stay at, dine in, and explore the theme parks of Walt Disney World during a pandemic. Make sure that you are subscribed to us with that notification bell turned on and that you hit that thumbs up button. It lets us know that you like what you see, and we will keep on doing it more. Well, today's journey brings us to Disney's Riviera Resort, just about a year old, having opened on December 16th, 2019. Disney's Riviera Resort is a Disney Vacation Club resort. It was built by Disney Parks in the Epcot and Hollywood Studios area. Like I said, just about a year ago, it is the first newly constructed resort to be served by the Disney Skyliner gondola system and the 15th Disney Vacation Club property to be built in general. That Disney Skyliner system out back is something that allows you to board for free a Skyliner bucket. It'll take you to various resort hotels as well as Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Very convenient to have. This resort is themed after Walt Disney's trips and experiences in Europe and a love of the French and Italian Riviera. A collection of his personal travel photos are incorporated into the resort's decor, and popular Disney characters are also painted into the overall theme of the resort. Here we are inside the stylish lobby where you are going to want to veer left. That is going to take you down a hallway to a bank of elevators, and those elevators you're going to want to take all the way up to the top of this tower. That's right, it's time to dine with the characters at Topolino's Terrace Breakfast. This is one of only 3 locations in all of Walt Disney World right now that is offering character dining in a modified way due to the global health crisis. Here at Topolino's Terrace at Disney's Riviera Resort, it's breakfast a la art with Mickey and friends. They say start your morning with breakfast at this beautiful rooftop restaurant, offering an exclusive storybook dining experience. The prefix menu offers delicious choices to please everyone in the family, and while enjoying breakfast at the bird's eye views, Mickey and his friends are excited to celebrate with you. As part of our new character dining experience, they say, all guests will be able to see Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and Daisy Duck as they parade through the restaurant in their stylish outfits unique to Topolino's Terrace. Once you step off the elevator, you're met by a Disney cast member who not only checks you in for your reservation, they also run a temperature check of your forehead, making sure that you're not exhibiting any symptoms. As long as you're not, you're welcome to step off to the left-hand side into this waiting area, have a seat on the well-appointed furnishings. Just down that hallway in front of us is the restroom, and then, of course, lots of Riviera-inspired artwork with a touch of Disney whimsy, to be certain. In just a matter of minutes, I was called to my socially distanced table here in the sprawling dining room area. You notice wide open windows, wide open spaces, very refreshed area, feeling good, feeling open, perfect for a morning breakfast, and that we're at the top of this tower. Breathtaking views all over Walt Disney World property everywhere you look. Can't wait to come back at night for the classy dinner without characters, just to see what things look like in the dark. After being sat, my server let me know that, of course, there are upcharge alcoholic beverages to choose from. Otherwise, the breakfast is one price per person. The QR code in front of me is what they're doing at all Disney restaurants during the pandemic to limit exposure to high-touch areas. These are disposable QR code slips. You scan it with your phone, and they let you know what you can choose from for your entree for breakfast. Otherwise, everything else comes out pretty standard according to the menu. Here you have a delicious sort of art bucket, a paint bucket, if you will, that is filled with pastries and danishes. I got the green paint bucket, and then all kinds of goodies from Nutella to butter to jelly. This is fantastic and such a delicious way to start the breakfast process. This was immediately brought out, almost no waiting at all. They also asked me what I would like to drink. Of course, I went for the ever so common coffee pot. Decided I needed some caffeine for my morning. In addition to that, also the Pog juice, as they call it. This, of course, is the passion fruit, orange juice, and guava juice combination beverage that can be found in various locations around Walt Disney World at breakfast time. I was so excited to see that they had it here. This is one of my favorite drinks to start the day with. I loved it so much, I even asked for a little more. I served myself up some Danish, as well as this chocolate chip muffin, lathered that sucker in some butter. And I do have to say that as good as this is very similar to the types of Danish and muffins you would find in pretty much any other restaurant in Walt Disney World. I don't know necessarily if these are made in-house here, but a lot of times Disney property does have like a standard bakery facility, and then they just ship things like muffins and pastries out to various locations. It just looks very similar to everything I see everywhere else in terms of muffins in Danish. So, like I said, it's fine, it's good. There's just nothing unique about it other than the way that it is served. So, something to keep in mind if you're somebody that grabs a muffin or Danish in the morning. From where I was sitting, I could see those characters walking in and out, strutting their duck stuff, if you will. Coming around the corner here, it is Donald time. He came out, waved at everybody. This is very unique, right? Because it's modified character dining. So Donald moves into certain general areas of the restaurant. He gets fairly close, as you can see, but this is about it. He waves, he'll pose, he'll do anything you want him to do from a distance. However, he does not come to your table, and he does not sign autographs, so no hugs or anything like that. Hey, it's entree time, and we are going for that sour cream waffle. There is so much goodness just oozing out of this plate. Roasted apple, chantilly, orange maple syrup, and served with my choice of smoked bacon, ham, or sausage, or even plant-based sausage is offered here. My server saw how much I was struggling with the decision of the meat that I wanted, so he said, well, why not just all three? And I said, can I do that? And he said, you're at Disney World. You can do whatever you want. So I went for it. Bacon, sausage, ham, as well as the sour cream waffles, just so well appointed, so beautifully decorated with that powdered sugar and that big dollop of heavy cream. Oh my gosh. This, my friends, ended up being far better than I expected. But before I dive into it fully, oh, Daisy Duck comes by. Hey there, sweet Daisy, looking good, looking festive. And, of course, at a distance, so it was nice being able to see her. The meat in general was very tasty. I gotta say, the sausage, plump, juicy, even a little bit of spice to it, which was a nice sort of surprise that came along with the sausage. Wasn't anticipating that. The bacon as well was also incredibly thick and crispy. I will tell you, as I do oftentimes when I review breakfast items, Disney bacon is never the same based on where you're eating it. Sometimes the bacon is like paper. Sometimes it falls apart in your hand. Other times it's super thick and even kind of rubbery. This was the ideal bacon, as you can see here, perfectly cooked and just ideal across the board. So packed with flavor and definitely the type of bacon that I want with my hearty breakfast. Super impressed there. The ham, nothing too special on that front. It was salty. There you go. There's your description. I mean, really, there wasn't anything exciting about the ham other than it was an okay accompaniment for the sake of a little bit more pork on the plate, I guess. A little bit more meat on the plate. So as far as protein goes, probably could have just went with a little bit more bacon, which you can never have too little of. And Minnie Mouse has arrived. Can we just talk about how adorable she is in this outfit? I've seen her in a lot of outfits over my time. This outfit is just so perfect for her. It just screams Minnie Mouse, doesn't it? She looked great, and of course she was so happy to see me. Loved my hat. I was wearing a Mickey gingerbread hat on this day, so she was super thrilled to see it. And then, of course, it was time for the sour cream waffles themselves. I went ahead and I tossed some of that special, unique syrup on here. And friends, we have to just stop and witness how delightful something like a sour cream waffle can be. Mainly because I thought, waffle being what it is, it was just going to be like a standard waffle, right? Like I wasn't going to get all amped up and think like, man, this is rewriting how waffles should be made. But I was truly impressed with just how flavorful this was and how the bitter sweetness mixed in with not only this unique syrup, but also that sort of glob of cream. This all came together so well, and this clearly was designated by a chef who knew what he was doing. So stellar waffle, a waffle that I would buy on its own if I didn't have to come in and have a seat as Mickey comes by waving at us. Hey there, Mick. Absolutely stupendous waffle. Mickey Mouse doing his posing. You can see he's been back in the studio working on his art as the Topolino's Terrace theme gets carried over. But this waffle in general, my friends, something that I will absolutely come back and get again because it was that good. The other thing that I really liked about where I was seated at was not only near where the characters entered and left at, but they also sat me right next to sort of this open kitchen area. So I could see everything that was coming and going. I could see them preparing everything just over the counter, but it wasn't too loud. In fact, it was almost remarkably quiet based on how they had everything positioned and the windows and stuff, so it wasn't too distracting. By the way, after you see all these characters come out individually one by one, they come back out again, all in sort of a party formation, and then they go one last time around the racetrack to everybody's section so you can see them and definitely party with you as music blares overhead. It's a celebratory moment that you're probably used to seeing in a lot of character dining locations. You know, the only difference is that I'm sure any other time kids would be out there dancing with them, everybody would be having a good time up close and personal. But as of right now, the characters are still keeping their distance and just waving, dancing, and getting their groove on from afar. So pretty cool to see all the characters come out together at the end, just in case you didn't get a whole lot of time or, more than just your one selfie with, say, Donald in the background. Maybe you missed Daisy. Well, here they all come one more time for you and together in a celebratory atmosphere. I thought that was really cool and a nice way to sort of round out the breakfast. Now, because they're not doing autographs, my server brought this to me at the end of the meal. It is a special souvenir, Fun on the Riviera. It's a beautiful piece of artwork on one side, and then on the other side, all the autographs that you would have gotten from the characters are put onto this piece of art with a customary 2020 marker so that you can always remember your breakfast a la art at Disney's Riviera Resort here at Topolino's Terrace. It was a special little keepsake. After that beautiful piece of art, it was time for a new piece of art, and that is the Disney check carrying case. No longer in the leather-bound books. They have these disposable paper ones that you're getting now that hold your receipt, mainly for anti-touch purposes, so they can throw it away after you're done with it. You see here, $42 is what the adult breakfast costs, $44.73 with all the tax included, and then of course remember your tip needs to go on top of that. For children, the price ages 3 to 9 is $27, so something to keep in mind. Of course, all the beverages, everything that you saw out there, also a part of the meal's price, so definitely something that is included, but it is a plated breakfast served to your table, all for that one flat price. After breakfast, one of the really cool luxuries of this resort is that you can step just a couple feet away out onto the upper patio area and get those breathtaking views you saw from the inside outside. That's right, you are looking at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort in the distance. In fact, this resort is walkable to Disney's Caribbean Beach, and you see the pool down below as well as that giant lake behind it. This is a spectacular sight and definitely one of the unique perks of dining at Topolino's Terrace. You get to stand out on that terrace after your meal and enjoy yourself some beauty. One thing that I really liked about the restaurant is not only was it socially distanced perfectly, but you see also here, outside of each booth, they have plastic dividers in areas where somebody might be standing or walking by for the sake of extra coverage, something in addition to everything else that we saw that they are keeping in mind. Other realms of safety happen to be the temp check upon being admitted to the restaurant. You do need to pass the temp check. Public spaces were cleaned constantly. I saw just such commitment, as we can see here, from the staff, making sure every public space was completely disinfected. after everybody touched it, after anybody walked through. And then also servers kept their distance, made sure that they blocked seats all around you so that you felt as comfortable as possible. Speaking of comfort, you are far enough away from other parties to feel completely fine, at least in my perspective. Very fast and attentive service. You had everything you needed from your server, and the personalized entrees added a nice touch. This isn't a buffet style restaurant. This isn't even like a family style restaurant. This is a let's cater it to you, at least in terms of the entree. Everything else is sort of added on to it. So your danishes, your goodies that kind of start the meal off, and then of course the beverages are customized to you as well. So as far as is it safe and is it comfortable, I would say, yeah, they get very high marks in this regard. Felt good about the entire experience on those fronts. And yeah, definitely surprised me in terms of just how busy the character dining experience is. The reservations are rather hard to get because there are so few opportunities across the resort right now. Kind of surprised me just how well run it all was, because I wasn't exactly sure what it was going to be like, given the fact that character dining has almost been eliminated during the pandemic. So wanted to definitely see it for myself. So is it worth it? That, of course, is what we always want to determine for you. I'll tell you that the food quality is exceptional here. Top-notch food quality. So impressed with a waffle, right? Sour cream waffle ended up being a surprise hit for me. The pricing, for I'd say $42 or the $44 that it ended up being. I'll say for a character dining experience, especially with Mickey there and in this upscale atmosphere, that does seem quite reasonable. Okay, so again, for Disney standards, that seems reasonable. I say that a lot, but they're kind of hitting the mark just about right in most of my dining experiences lately. And of course, the stunning views and classy vibe of this restaurant. This is a special occasion restaurant that you want to bring somebody to. This is the type of place you want to come celebrate. I will only say that this might be a little weird for very young kids, just because you got to kind of explain why you can't hug the characters, get autographs from the characters, why the characters won't come directly up to you. So I saw a lot of confusion on the faces of very small children. Perhaps this isn't for anybody under the age of, like, say, 6 or 7. Kids that are a little older might be able to understand it better and it not be so uncomfortable. However, I just think about those little ones and sort of the strife I saw on their face when it came to what they were experiencing. Hey, so please make sure that you are subscribed to us with the notification bell turned on and that you hit that thumbs up button so we know you like what you heard. Also, remember, this is part of a much bigger series. We've already visited the theme parks during the holidays. We've documented our travel day, our hotel stay, all of that located right here on this playlist. For Walt Disney World and Pandemic, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time.